that. uh, for those that actually do hear my television set in the background, yes, it also happens that I am watching this pay per view again because it deserves to be watched. Oh my gosh, this is my review for Extreme Rules. I have nothing but good to say about this pay per view. The way they set up the card was great for me. It was a perfect setup. Not only that, I love the Chicago crowd. They really made it for me. These guys were hyped up. This was like Extreme Rules was, I mean, Chicago was the best town to represent Extreme Rules. I'm sorry, it was. I never really expected Kane and Randy Orton's match to set up first, but it wasn't all that bad. Randy Orton versus Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match. These folks went through the crowd. Poor Lillian Garcia almost got mowed over at least 4 times. And the fact is that I enjoyed every bit of it, especially when they went backstage. And, it was really sad how the other superstars were sitting there actually watching it on TV. That is kind of sad. But seeing Zack Ryder come out and, like, give some love taps to Kane, I'm sorry, it was hilarious. It made me sad that my monster lost. But the one thing I can say about it is we knew this was going to happen. It was absolutely predictable that Randy Orton was going to take it. Do you really think that Randy Orton's going to allow Kane to beat him again? No. There wasn't no way. No way on this planet he was going to allow that to happen. So, yeah, unfortunately it ended that way. But Kane went out like a soldier, man. Like, straight up. He was a straight up monster all the way to the end. He didn't go out like no punk. And that's the one thing I love about my monsters. He was strong. And he's going to come back even crazier than before. And he brought out the crazy in Randy Orton, which really made the match awesome for me. Oh my gosh. I mean, I have nothing but good to say tonight. There's probably a few things that I didn't really like, but they're minor compared to this. Okay, I'm going to go into the IC Championship title. Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the IC Championship. Yeah, it went out like in total BS fashion. The fact that he stepped on a table to lose, but I like my endings unpredictable, and I did not expect the Big Show to decimate Cody Rhodes and tear him apart. I like Cody Rhodes. Don't get me wrong. I like Cody Rhodes. I like everything he stands for. I like his charisma. I like he's a little arrogant, but still the guy has skills. But he went out like, gosh, it was a price. It was a price you had to pay for taking the title from the Big Show. Just like Christian taking the title from Randy Orton and how Randy Orton destroyed him, the same thing happened with the Big Show, but worse. So I happen to love my innings in that way. Besides, there was no way that Cody Rhodes would have had a shot in the dark of winning. And I was wrong about my predictions, and Big Show ended up losing the belt to Cody Rhodes. And let's see where it goes from there. I cannot wait to Raw. I'm going to be real. I cannot wait to Raw. But moving on to another match. Can I say that this was my main event of the night? Yeah, I'm going to say it. It was. It so was. Because I was so thrilled for this. So thrilled for this street fight. CM Punk versus Chris Jericho in a Chicago street fight for the WWE Championship. Oh my gosh, did these guys go at it. They went way out of their way to like just decimate one another. And of course, Chris Jericho comes out with a beer pouring it on his head. CM Punk, good grief. CM Punk, like literally, I mean, I didn't really like the whole leotard that he wore and stuff underneath there or whatever. But that was minor. I loved every bit of this match. This match left me speechless. I'm sorry, it really did. I was so happy when this match happened, and I was so taken out when it was over. So I didn't really even pay attention to the Divas match afterwards because it was just like a whole WrestleMania moment for me. Because after the streak ended, I was already done. I was like on my way out the door, like seriously, go do something else. But I was like, I was just waiting for the main event to start. But luckily, I recorded this thing, so I was able to go back and actually watch the Divas match. Now, Beth Phoenix, of course, I knew they were going to play out the whole ankle thing, so she really wasn't going to actually perform tonight. So Eve kind of set up another match for them. So Nikki Bella as well as Brie went out to the ring, and we all thought they was going to... Honestly, I talked to my homeboy D, and I also talked to Dustin, and they both thought that Karma was gonna come out, and it really would have fit Karma to come out if you actually think about it, because she made her debut at Extreme Rules. But we didn't get Karma. We ended up getting Layla. Now, I love Layla. I'm happy to see Layla come out. The only gripe that I have is the fact that she didn't have her own music. She came out with Michelle McCool's, which is kind of off-putting. I mean, like, yeah, you were part of Lay Cool, but dude, you're your own person now. Come on, have some different kind of music instead of coming out with Michelle McCool. Unless Michelle McCool is going to come back maybe and probably in a little ways down the line, and maybe they're going to start a feud. I don't know. But the thing is that Layla came out, she totally took out Nikki Bella or Brie, whoever was in the ring. Probably, I think it was Brie that was in the ring for the loss. So she ended up having the belt for only one day. One day she had the belt and lost it. Well, at least Nikki had her chance to shine for 24 hours, so it's not so bad. It's not tears coming out of my eye. I can give a crap about that match. But I'm happy that Layla's back, because I miss Layla. She's going to bring a little bit of flavor back to the Divas division. Hopefully the Karma will come back at probably at SummerSlam, maybe the next pay-per-view, who knows. But I didn't really care. I really didn't care about this match. But this match was not a downer. It was not a downer for me. And also, there really was somewhat of a disappointment for another match I'm going to talk about here. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Now, AJ kind of flipped out for the last few SmackDowns, coming out, kind of teasing a heel turn. That was something that I wanted to see. I really wanted to see AJ be in a heel turn and actually her be the deciding factor on whether or not Daniel Bryan was going to actually keep the belt. She was not out there at all. Kind of disappointing. But it wasn't a downer for the entire match. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, as usual, and I am happy that they decided to do this for Extreme Rules. They bring it. They bring the pain, and they bring it hard, baby. That's why I like their performance. And they did that at WrestleMania. Even though it was a dark match, they still brought the pain. They brought the pain. They really didn't do anything for WrestleMania. But they brought the pain for tonight, and I loved it. I loved every single bit of it. And 2 out of 3 falls, it kind of went in Sheamus' favor, because Daniel Bryan did everything he could to mess up his shoulder, which he did. But I'm not going to lie, the way it happened, the way it ended, I loved it. I love the fact that Sheamus still has the belt. I love the fact that Daniel Bryan pretty much gave his all, even though that he lost. So either or, it makes them both look good. For real. They went out like straight up soldiers. And I loved every single bit of it. Really, 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 really did. Now, I am going to go into the main event of the night. Now, this is going to be probably the most controversial match in the YWC. There's going to be a whole lot of people pissed off at this entire ending of this pay-per-view. And I am talking about Brock Lesnar versus John Cena in an Extreme Rules match. I'm going to be honest. I never really predicted this of ever happening, ever in my life. John Cena was decimated at the beginning. All it took was like 4 shots. 4 freaking shots from Brock Lesnar's forearm that literally broke his head open. You can literally see the laceration on his scalp. He's consistently bleeding profusely. It took probably a good 3 minutes for the blood to stop. And even when the match kept going on, he kept hitting it with his forearm and breaking it open even more. And I have never seen so much blood in my life. And I was just so hyped up. I know there's probably something wrong with me, but still, it was awesome. And then the fact that you hear that chain shot to the head of Brock Lesnar from John Cena. That match got me so hyped up. And yeah, it ended for the fact that John Cena won. There's going to be people pissed off that John Cena won. There's going to be pissed off the fact you brought back Brock Lesnar for this? Come on. But then let's think about it. Let's think about it here clearly. Brock Lesnar went out like a soldier. He didn't go out like no punk. He freaking opened up John Cena at the beginning of the whole match. You can't hate on anybody like that. Seriously. He went out like a soldier. He got hit with a freaking chain. That chain was a thick chain, not those little rinky-dink chains. There was a thick iron chain or steel chain. Either or, it was heavy metal and it was thick to the head. And then, yeah, he got the attitude adjustment on steps. Either or, those two brought it, and they brought it hard, hard and long. And I loved every bit of it, man. I seriously did. That was absolutely awesome. Sheer awesomeness, the main event was. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this pay per view. And sure, yeah, the tables match, okay, that was something they should have said at SmackDown for the IC Championship. The stipulation should have been brought up there. But regardless, these are minor compared to this entire pay per view. It was worth it. It was worth the money to pay for if you rented it. It was worth seeing it in a bar. It was worth going to it if you're in Chicago. Regardless, this pay per view was all worth it. It gets my thumbs up of approval. It was definitely worth the money. But you guys that have not seen it, go back and watch it. Watch the replay. Rent it and watch the replay. Straight up. This was probably the best pay-per-view I've ever seen after WrestleMania. Seriously. I have nothing but good to say. I've already said my piece. That's how I feel. I am sticking to that. This is the Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace. Later.